of South Sudan and Hilad FC of Somalia. Additionally, we have two teams or two clubs from host nation, the TDS Girls Academy and the JKT Queens Under-17 selection of the Women's League, a club that represented Tanzania in the previous CAF Women's Champions League in 2023. Before we move forward, let's welcome on the stage two prominent figures in African women's football who will be assisting us in today's draw. First, we have Majida Nantanda from Uganda. She is an instructor, a coach, and a former national team player of the Ugandan women national team. Majida has been a member of the Ugandan national team first as a player, later as a coach. She represents her country in the 2000 African Women's Championship, and she is now currently serving as an instructor of the beautiful game serving her continent. Majida, thank you for joining us today.
Thank you, Mex.
How significant is this for African football to introduce the Under-17 club tournament?
Well, this is a very good initiative for Africa and all the girls out there, young or old, because this is where they're going to be inspired, and it's also a developmental pathway for every girl playing football, knowing that after the effort will be given, like they will be appreciated with this tournament and being first ever, so it's even historical.
Yes, it's an historical tournament. Looking ahead, Majida, what legacy do you hope this tournament will leave for women's football in Africa?
It's the change that we always wanted to see, because this is where girls are going to get a chance of playing, and also to help women football in Africa to develop and also inspire and motivate more girls, because this is something we've always been wanting during our previous years, and now that girls have more tournaments to play, and that makes them to be able to compete and be future good players.
Thank you. The second legend joining us today is Teresa Oyuko Caleb from Kenya. She's a former center back for the Kenyan national team and currently a member of the FIFPro Africa board and the CAF Women's Committee. Teresa has served her national team more than 7 years. Welcome, Teresa.
Thank you.
As we look ahead to this tournament, what's your expectation and which team should we watch?
My expectations are high, to be honest, because I feel like this is a good progression to the under-15 school games that have been happening. And, you know, sometimes when you have under-17 girls just wait for the World Cup, it wows them, and then we end up not performing well. But if you have several competitions for them, then they're able to adjust when they get to the big stage. So maybe in future this could also lead to the nations, WAFCONs for under-17 girls and also under-20 girls, because, yeah, I think it's amazing.
Thank you. As a former player, how do you see the evolution of youth football impacting the future of the sport, especially for young girls?
I feel like it has really grown, because initially schools was the only place you developed the youth talent. Because if you look at the girls, even culturally in Africa, they're not easily allowed to go out and play football. So you have to deal with so many obstacles for you to get to play football. Sometimes you have to be beaten several times. But now parents are, you know, embracing this. I was attending a tournament and the parents were there shouting, and I'm like, where were our parents when we were young? So I think this is nice. It's growing and we could only do more.
Thank you. Thank you very much, ladies. Now, it's time to move on to the main event, the draw. Before proceeding, let me explain how today's draw will work. The first rule of the draw is that teams from the same group cannot be placed in the same group. So therefore, JKT Queens and TDS Academy will be in different groups. Regarding the group selection, we have 3 pots in front of our draw assistants, pot 1, pot 2, and pot 3. In pot 1, we have all 8 teams that will be participating in this tournament, with JKT Queens and the TDS Academy girls from Tanzania in different colors to make sure that they are not drawing in the same group. And then in pot 2, we have position A2, A3, A4. In pot 3, we have position B2, B3, and B4. The first ball of the Tanzanian representative will be drawn first, and it will be placed automatically in Group A, position A1. The second ball from the Tanzanian representative will be drawn second, and it will automatically be placed in Group B, position B1. The third team drawn from pot 1 will go to Group A, and the ball will be drawn from pot 2 to determine its position. The fourth team from pot 1 will go to Group B, and a ball will be drawn from pot 3 to determine its position in Group B. The fifth team drawn from the pot 1 will go to Group A, and a ball will be drawn from pot 2 to determine its position in Group A. The sixth team drawn from pot 1 will go to Group B, and a ball will be drawn from pot 3 to determine its position in Group B. The seventh team drawn from pot 1 will go to Group A, and a ball will be drawn from pot 2 to determine its position in Group A. The eighth team drawn from pot 1 will go to Group B, and a ball will be drawn from pot 3 to determine its position in Group B. This rule will ensure a fair and organized selection process for the tournament groups. So, ladies and gentlemen, we will start with the first draw, or the first team to be drawn from pot 1. I will ask my assistant Teresa, please go ahead and do the first draw.
JKT Queens.
JKT Queens of Tanzania will automatically go to Group A, position A1. Teresa, again, I will ask you to draw the second Tanzanian representative, which will be
TDS Girls Academy.
The TDS Girls Academy of Tanzania will be drawn automatically in Group B, position B1. Now, let's go for the third team.
Kenya Academy of Sports.
Kenya Academy of Sport from Kenya will be in Group A, and from pot 2, I will ask Majida to draw a ball from pot 2 to determine its position.
A4.
Kenyan Football Academy, they call it CAF. It will be drawn in A4 in Group A. The fourth team, please, Teresa.
Hilad FC.
Hilad FC, this is Somalia's first time to participate in a club competition for girls at any stage. So it's really an historical moment, and they will be drawn in Group B, and the position will be determined by a ball drawn by Majida.
B4.
B4, Hilad FC is drawn Group B, B4. The fifth ball, please.
Bahar Dar Kanema.
Bahar Dar Kanema FC from Ethiopia will go to Group A, and a ball will be drawn from pot 2 by Majida to determine its position.
A3.
A3. Please, the sixth ball.
Boni Consili Girls.
Boni Consili Girls are coming from Uganda, Majida's country, and Majida will be drawing from pot 3. Majida, pot 3.
Pot 3, yeah. So
Group B, pot 3, please.
B2.
Boni Consili girls will go to Group B, position B2. And the 7th team, please.
City Lights Football Academy.
City Light Football Academy are coming from South Sudan, and it's their first time to participate in any club competition. They will go to Group A, and their position will be determined by a ball drawn from pot 2. Majida? Pot 2. Yes.
A2.
A2. City Light FC from South Sudan are drawn on A2. The last ball, the last team.
Aigle Noir Women FC.
Aigle Noir Women FC, they call them the Queens of Burundi. They will be drawn in Group B, and their position will be, Majida?
B3.
They are positioned in Group B, B3. We have now the full composition of the two groups. If you can see in Group A, we have JKT Queens of Tanzania, we have City Light FC of South Sudan, Bahar Dar Kanama FC from Ethiopia, and CAS or Kenyan Academy of Sport FC from Kenya. In Group B, TDS Girls Tanzania, Boni Consili Girls from Uganda, Aigle Noir FC of Burundi, and Hilad FC of Somalia. So the tournament will kick off on Tuesday, 7th January at Azam Complex, and we are all excited about what's to come. I will ask my draw assistant some questions. I will start with Teresa. After seeing the draw, what do you think, and any prediction or any thoughts on the match-up?
I think it's interesting. I was hoping that CAS would avoid JKT for now, but yeah, it will be a battle in Group A. And I hope that we will also see some good action from Group B, because TDS Girls has also been a very good incubation center for the girls to train monthly, and that's consistent. So we're hoping to see some good showdown.
Thank you. Majida, I come to you. Given your experience in coaching, what key factors do you think will determine the success of the teams in this tournament?
Actually, yeah, the team factor, how these players are going to play as a unity and how they're going to connect, and also how they're going to adjust the formation and based on the game, the approach, and also the coach's experience and how he's going to think for the game. Mostly the psychological part, where they're going to have to be controlling the emotions as players, with other factors external, which is the home, the weather, you know, the travel and everything. So
thank you. Thank you, ladies. Let's see the fixture. As I said before, the tournament will kick off on the 7th of January, and the first match will be JKT Queens Under-17 from Tanzania and City Light FC of South Sudan. The match will be played from the 7th to the 18th of January 2025, and I hope you will be joining us live on CAF TV, on YouTube, as well as on Azam TV, direct from the Azam Complex. For more information on the tournament, please make sure you follow the CAF official website, the CECAFA official website, cafonline.com, and the CAF Women's Football social pages with the hashtag of Under-17 Gift 2025. Thank you for joining us. We look forward to seeing you in Dar es Salaam, Tanzania, for what promised to be a wonderful tournament. Goodbye and see you soon.